Okay, thanks to Vermont's reconnaissance, we know the locations and patrol routes of the Arbiter shock troops in town. But if you stick to the sewer system, they will never detect you. Are you ready, Dunderhead? My team and I are prepared to venture forth into the dank poop tunnels of our fair city to strike the first blow against our oppressors. Down with the Arbiters! Enough with the shouting, Captain Baritone. We're supposed to be a secret underground rebel cabal.
Just get to your labs, get what you need, and get back here quietly. Got it?
Well, I was hoping to be able to conduct a little research whilst I was there. A teensy experiment or two. No time, just get what you need and get out any longer and you might get caught. But it's been days since I've made any observations, taken notes, or done any kind of scientific inquiry. I'm jonesing for some empirical research, man. I need to get my hands on some beakers, test tubes, or test results. You will be up to your eyeballs with that science shit when you get back. Now go. Very well. Permission to disembark.
Granted.
I will return with the implements of our victory, gentlemen. Dunder. Dunderhead.
Ho! Quietly!
Oh, yes, Dunderhead. Okay, next. Fundy, did you contact the Lepus Rebellion about restoring power to downtown? Those rabbits are skilled engineers, and since AJ's passing, they have been wanting to help out. Hey, I've been thinking, and I think that maybe we should be concentrating on more important things than what's happening here in Opinion-Ville.
What could be more important than saving the town from a violent dictatorship?
How about what's happening in North Korea? You know, it's kinda hard to care about what happens in this tiny town with less than 5,000 people in it when there's an entire nation where everyone is starving. Are you comparing our problems with the heinousness in North Korea? Of course not. There is no comparison. Oh, good. Things are way worse in North Korea. Kinda puts our problems into perspective, don't it? How can we get all upset about our first world problems when things in the third world are awful and terrible and awful?
Because things are still awful here.
Oh, so all those poor, starving North Koreans don't count, huh? Of course they count. Just not enough to help. I get it. I had no idea that you dudes were so insensitive to other people's needs. We're not being insensitive. They're all over in Asia. We have problems right here that are important. Oh, you guys aren't insensitive. You're racist.
What?
You don't want to think about NOCO's problems because you hate Asians. That's not what I'm saying. We just need to concentrate on the problems here.
Jason, you know what he's doing.
I'm not doing anything. I am suddenly and inexplicably very concerned about all those poor oppressed people in North Korea. By comparison, they have it a lot worse than us. Look, I know that people in North Korea have it bad, like really, really bad, but just because they have it bad doesn't negate the fact that we have problems here that we have to take care of.
Jason, he's using the fallacy of relative privation to distract you from the fact that he didn't do what he was supposed to do.
No, I'm not. I'm simply pointing out that our problems here aren't as bad as those in North Korea or none of them other crap countries. You know, where they have like Sharia law and parts of Africa and stuff. Just because things are bad elsewhere are... You're right, Gary. I will ignore what he's saying and not take the bait. Fundy, will you please go to Raspberry at the Lepus Rebellion? But what about all those other people in other countries? While we worry about our first world problems here, they are suffering under the weight of their third world problems. Third world. That's 2 whole worlds under ours. Our first world problems consist of being under the tyrannical boot of a homicidal totalitarian dictatorship. How are our problems less important than those in other countries? I don't know, they just are. Oh, I know, because we live in the United States and we have things pretty good here. You know, not perfect, but pretty good when we're not being menaced by scary dudes from the internet. So what are you saying? That just because things are worse in other countries that things here are not as important or awful? I guess. Can I go home now?
No. Go talk to the Lepus Rebellion. Jason, stop engaging this disingenuous fucktard.
I can't help it. Do you know how long it's been since we've had a real argument here in the garage? It's been arbiter this and arbiter that for weeks. I need to pwn Fundy at least on one topic to feel a little bit normal.
Fine, but when you're done, we have to get back to the rebel resistance fighting crap.
Deal. Fundy, you are full of shit. Hey, I am not. I'm just looking at the big picture. You can't tell me that you feel uncomfortable complaining about our problems when you know that there are people who would gladly swap problems with us. Uncomfortable? Maybe a little, but it's all just a matter of perspective, isn't it? Every problem can be trumped by a bigger problem. No, huh?
Yes, huh? So long as you perceive that other problem as being more egregious, using the fallacy of relative privation doesn't work because you are using your own personal beliefs in what is more important. And furthermore, it is usually used to sway an argument away from the actual topic while attempting to invalidate it.
No, it isn't. Yes, it is. For example, let's say that we're having a discussion about red dresses. And then you walk in and say, how could we even consider buying a red dress when there are kids in other countries that don't even have blouses? You really took to cross-dressing, didn't you? Shut up. The point is that kids in other countries and their lack of blouses have nothing to do with the issue of buying a red dress here. But those kids in other countries still have a real blouse problem.
Sure they do, but what do they have to do with buying a red dress? The only reason to bring them up is to try to negate the red dress argument by saying that by comparison to the blouseless children, it's not important.
If that tactic was valid, then all arguments would fall apart because you can always find a worse problem. No way! Pointing out that things are worse somewhere else is valid. Okay, fine. Then I have to say this. How can you think about getting married to Raoul while it's still illegal for same-sex couples to marry in other places?
Yeah, you should wait until everybody everywhere in the world has the same rights that you do.
That's not the same thing! In fact, why fight for marriage equality at all? You have that domestic partnership deal, don't you? People in other countries can't even be openly gay without being killed. Yeah, but see, the difference is you guys suck. Look, I know that there are other countries out there that are stuck on the suck cycle. I feel for them. I really do. But they are not what we are dealing with here. Now go talk to the rabbits. But I don't want to. They smell and they scurry all over the place. You are the only one available. Now go. I don't speak rabbit.
They have a translator.
I don't feel well. I have a dentist appointment. I'm having a crisis of faith. I have a cake in the oven. What's your problem?
You're scared of rabbits.
Don't be stupid. Who in the world would be afraid of those tiny, furry horror creatures? Have you ever seen their teeth? Those teeth could tear through your flesh like a hot knife through butter. Oh, please don't make me go talk to them. They can smell fear. They'll eat me alive. Seriously? You're scared of rabbits. Is this another tactic to get out of doing something because you're hyper lazy? My hand to Big Papa, it's the truth. There was an incident. When I was a toddler, I was locked in a petting zoo overnight.
You were locked in a petting zoo overnight by accident?
No, my grandpa caught me playing with a Ken doll and thought I needed toughening up. It was horrible. The rabbits were all over me, pooping those little pellets, waiting for me to fall asleep so they could strike.
No wonder you hate the Easter Bunny. I thought it was because he competed for attention with Jesus.
No, that big-eared bastard scares off my scaredy pants. Well, how can you be scared of rabbits when there are other things to actually be afraid of, like bears, or car accidents, or getting struck by lightning, or me beating you with a baseball bat because you're a big sack of unhelpfulness? You're not buying the scared of rabbits story? No. Would you believe that I'm allergic?
Allergic to rabbits or to work?
Both.
Hello, my freaky freedom fighters. Today is Friday, February 27th, 2015, and it's International Polar Bear Day and Read Me Day. Famous dead guys who are eating birthday cake today are actress Elizabeth Taylor, singer Marian Anderson, author John Steinbeck, and poet Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. And now on to your questions. First up, Stephen M. asks, intimate question for Puppet Jason. I have an Elder Scroll. You wanna borrow it?
I would love to, but does it come with a monk from the Order of Ancestor Moths to read it for me? I have this thing about not wanting to go blind.
Charlie Dunst asks, intimate question for Puppet Jason. Do you think that war is really the only answer to solve the problem with the Arbiter? And if so, are you afraid of fighting the Arbiter?
Of course I'm afraid of fighting the Arbiters. They explode stuff. With their eyes. Nobody wants to go to war, but I don't think the Arbiters would be willing to sit down and settle things with a Magic the Gathering match.
Thakal asks, intimate question for Oswald. I notice you haven't gone after the High Arbiter for breaking a pinky swear. Are you afraid of him, or is he allowed to break pinky swears?
He broke a pinky swear? Oh, now I hate him more than ever. I'm gonna give him a hug so hard, he will fall down on the ground in 2 pieces.
Viper Magi asks, intimate question for the Hammer. Did the television set do something to offend you? Did it insult your mother? Lay out on the floor and made you stub your toe? Or did you just feel like smashing something and it was just handy? You're asking the intro to the intimate question segment a question. What's next? Are people gonna ask the thumbnails how they feel about stuff? My Thousand Faces asks, intimate question for the voice in Oswald's head. What's the best stuff to punch? That's a good question. Hey, voice in my head, what's the best stuff for punching?
Not sure. Let's start with My Thousand Faces and see how that feels.
Okay, that's it. Remember, if you have a question you want to post to the underground, put it down below in the comments section. Until next time, my little cheese nips, this has been Vermont. Send me your money. What? It's a catchphrase.
Hey everybody, it's me, Oswald. And I'm gonna shout your name out with the help of my magic friend who's magic, Name Frame. Hey, name me. You're magic, right?
Yeah?
Then you can make with the alakabams and do magic kind of stuff?
Depends on what you mean by alakabams.
Oh, okay. Cool.
What did you want me to do, Oswald?
Nothing. Let's do the shouty pouties.
Marvin the Third.
What happened to Marvin the First and Second? Did you kill them to assume the throne of, Marvin Stonia?
Nyarlathotep. No. Nyarlathotep.
Are you a mummy? You know, mummies are just dried out zombies all wrapped up in toilet paper, right? Zombies are scarier, but mummies smell better. If you don't believe me, just smell yourself, Nyarlathotep.
Pachuca Freak.
Either you really love football, or you are like a dude who has flipper hands. Or both.
Neutral Afreak.
Is that like being chaotic good in D&D, or, I got nothing. Something funny about Africa, I guess.
The Columbia Rag.
The whole town of Columbia only has one rag? That place must be so grody and gross. Okay, that's it.
Spit it out, Oswald. What did you want me to do with magic?
Really, for real? You'll get your magic all up-ons in this place for me?
Depends on what you want.
Then can you magic up for me a foracorn?
What's a foracorn?
That's an animal, I made it up. It's a unicorn with 4 horns.
I can't do that.
Oh.
I thought you were gonna ask me to make your mom appear.
You can do that?
No.
Oh.
I could magic you up some cookies.
Oh, Oreos?
Hydrox.
Oh,
Trudeau here with even more suggestions for what you could have done instead of watching YouTube. Emmett Brown BTTF1 says, instead of watching this, I could have been writing a hack to make the Grand Arbiter think he's a plush bear with a honey fixation, and a magic power of making cupcakes for everyone. Pity. Oh well, good luck with the revolution anyway. Oh, no problem. Doubtful the hack would have worked, though. With our luck, after the hack attack, we'd wind up with a 20-foot-tall evil bear made out of poisonous cupcakes. Ansel de Lambert says, instead of watching this, I could be researching how to summon eldritch abominations to aid in the coming fight. Ilya Natharathrath. Now I will have to cut you off right there. You put those evil words back into the Necronomicon where they belong, Ansel. The last thing we need right now are for the old gods on top of the Arbiters. We may as well ask for assistance from the Cenobites. Niece Polysexual Pagan says, instead of watching YouTube, I could have been out buying Oswald cookies. Sorry, Oswald. Oh, now you went and did it. You made me say the C word. At any moment, that big blue boob will be here demanding those tasty baked things. And when he finds out there aren't any, he will become cranky. Homicidally cranky.
Did somebody say tasty baked things? I love tasty baked things.
Oh no. Perhaps if I hold perfectly still and not say the word cookie, he won't notice me.
Where are the cookies? Hey, blonde guy, give me those cookies.
Run for your lives, everyone! Oh, Trudeau here with even more suggestions for what you could have done instead of watching YouTube. Your shoulder's in the shot. Just get it out.
Down with the arbiters! Cut off at the top. That's a little bit better. Ah, that's perfect. Okay, thanks to Vermont's reconnaissance, we know that the Okay, thank helicopters. Our first world problems consist of being under the tyrannical boot of a homicidal